Imagine Firefox opening a website. If I can share these events with other applications, such as Epiphany, then I can synchronize the history on both sides on real time. Other things include something we call Cookie Monster, and another thing we call, well, parental control. So I'll demo part of the parental control now. I know it's not exactly something that everyone will agree with me on, but I think it's worth it. It's a first. It's a first solution to some parental control issues, as in how to play with events, how to set rules on events, and combine events to do new stuff. So I'll have to go. Oh shit. So now my parental control is running. I don't have internet. Oh, yes, I do. Don't pull off anything, please. Guys, go offline, please.
No, it's okay. Okay, nobody read their mail or anything? So that we can
Wow. Wow.
Try again. There are some problems with the DHCP server.
I actually closed it, so yes. So this is actually a very small demonstration. It's not intended to be like that, but I'm just showing you guys that what you can do if you can start sharing events across applications, and what happens, for example, if I start a new session, and let's say so yeah, let's go with this. Hi guys. Wait for it. And it closes. It just won't work. So if you have kids, you'll like it. If you don't have kids, don't even bother using it. So.
Just one more quick question. Is there a porn mode though? So it doesn't record all of your porn then?
You can turn it off. You can turn it off. Like I can put anything else. Exactly every time I work on
filter built in so that whenever you type in the word porn, it doesn't log it back.
No.
That's okay.
But for example, that's why I have this some porn rant. That's why I have this text file. Well, it doesn't even get to open quickly, so it's just going to crash. It's not going to let it open.
What we need is a dialogue box that says, I'm telling your mom.
Yeah, maybe. Or send an email. Like, let him do it and send an email to the parents.
Right, doesn't have to bother tell you. Just email.
Yeah, it's not going to open. So every time it tries to open, it's going to crash it immediately just because it has to do something with porn.
Well, that's great. So when I walk in my mom's house now, she just whacks me upside the head on the
So that was what I meant with events, as in, what it does here is, the parental control subscribes to events that have to do with porn from Zeitgeist. And as soon as it gets one, it looks for, since I send an event has a document and the application, I can make it kill the application or do whatever. We can start a dialogue of saying, if a specific event happened, please do something else automatically. So that's my idea of using events on the desktop. Yeah?
Cool. So, is there any connection yet between the sensitive activities in Zeitgeist and the sensitive activities in GNOME Shell?
Yeah, we already started a, like the Google Summer of Code student. First of all, we're implementing some dialogues, as in for recently used, history of things we've used. I'm trying to convince Owen and Marina later to even use stuff like, if I have a document, I can see all applications that edited it, or I can suggest documents over the application because the same application used these documents. You have to look at it this way. What we can give Shell is activities, and that's what actually Shell is all about. What Zeitgeist can give them, Zeitgeist can cover a application-centric approach to the desktop as well as a document-centric approach, because all we do is log events, and for every event we have the application and the document.
And on the subject of events at the moment, is that stand you're kind of observant, right? So the application is unmodified.
Right now we just write loggers that look at the history or events of the applications.
You're watching files that are being generated or traffic is being generated.
No, we're watching applications do stuff, but the applications don't know exists.
Right, you're watching the different files.
Yeah.
Is there any work on APIs as a model, as an application evolve, they can actually talk to Zeitgeist and generate events?
We have that. We have one demo of Epiphany, where Epiphany pushes its events into Zeitgeist. So basically, Zeitgeist does not know that there's an Epiphany exists, and Epiphany just pushes into Zeitgeist all the events that are happening, and we store them. So we covered that. Yeah?
How semantically do you find things like in the past? How do you scope across time? Because I can remember pretty much what I did last Wednesday, but Wednesday the 25th of June 2008, I have no idea.
We can get that.
I might want to find a discussion like had with somebody about some subject around last summer.
I like the scoping part is going to be work with Tracker or any other indexing engine. What we do is just, it's an event logging framework. So we use all the utilities we have to forward information to other applications and other documents. So you can look at it as a data provider for Tracker, giving them events to index stuff, and they give us back the information, tell us, yeah, this does have something to do with porn. This does have to do something with project A. It's not our job to do that. Yeah.
How do you actually get the events about those from the application?
The closeout, the open is already done by recently used, or we can do it over monitoring like traces of applications, such as the Firefox SQLite file. So we keep monitoring it, and then we see what changed. And
so you have a lot of plugins or something with one particular application?
We have right now 4 plugins that watch applications and 2 plugins that push into applications. So we want to just export all the loggers into the applications themselves. We would like to give the applications the opportunity to push stuff inside us, because this would help us to even capture close events. If we can capture close events, it'll just help us out a lot. But monitoring like tracebacks, we never get that. So, yeah.
So as you so in other words, somebody is learning this in a different language. The events have, I guess, if I'm browsing for porn, right? Well, in English is porn. In another language, it's going to be something else.
Well, as in localization, what you'll do is, if most probably forgot, it's not done by Zeitgeist. It's not going to be done by the parental control. Then, what we do is we forward you the information we know about it, whatever localization it has at the moment, and you decide to do whatever you want with it.
The semantics there. So right now you don't have it in English, right? So you're looking for keywords. Is that correct?
Right now we look for keywords. Right. Later on, what we can do is, if we can start learning, as in using Tracker or using other systems to know, like what other words are related to porn, or what are, if there's something tagged as porn, what other tags it has. Most probably it has some other, maybe orgies or something.
So
I don't know, maybe.
Is it fair to say that right now the whole framework that you have only speaks English?
No, you can push anything in any language you want to. So if it happens in English, if it happens in German, it's going to be pushed as in German. If it happens in English, it's going to be pushed in English.
All right, I guess what I'm trying to understand here is, so how does it know that the event requires something?
You define rules. It contains the word porn.
No,
so you have bad words.
So you have to teach
No, as in, you have to look at that. All we capture is the application. We capture the application, the name of the application, the desktop file of the application, the document itself, and then we capture what it actually did. What it actually did, there's a standard. We wrote it in our API. So it's based on the ZSM standard. So there's no translation for it. As an example, I don't know, zsm.org/activity modify. This is what we try to capture. An event on an application doesn't have a language. It's just...
Yeah, so it's Minecraft related.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Have you said the privacy issues? Because those are taken away some server. I guess it could have quite difficult if your employer wants to see your history and you probably don't want to show him and you can't delete the history because it would be suspicious anyway.
Oh, it's just one file. You can delete that.
It would say you can delete on a single file basis.
No, you can delete things in the database too if you want to. Like you have two ways of deleting stuff. You can either go directly in timeline and say delete this, this, and this. You can even blacklist stuff, say I would like to blacklist these things to never appear for this application. This is all doable by the engine. It's still not doable through user interfaces.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I just want to have support for events or changes in the location.
I did not.
Support for events related to your location.
Yes, we can put GPS. It's very simple. Just have a GPS tracker with you the whole time. Well, Torsten made me try that once. I ran around with a GPS model, and it also takes a timestamp. So I always had, like, every 30 seconds I had where am I with a timestamp. It was stored in a log. I transferred that log to the computer, tried to analyze it, and all I did is see, okay, so these events happened at that point, and I was at this location. So it's two separate things, and we can also log them in if you want to, but it's doable.
Which allows you, by the way, also to do like while I was somewhere, what did I do there?
So one example search we had once was, what did I do on the way from Frankfurt to Munich? And it works. Yeah.
Could you have the tag for a project, for example, the tag time? So you tag a day and everything in that day gets tagged?
You can do that. You can tag tags, you can tag events, you can tag specific instances only of something happening.
You said like a lifetime on an event. That's so certain events you're interested in even like a couple of years from now, but then some events you don't care about if it's over a couple of days old.
We didn't cover that. We didn't cover that yet, as in what we're allowed to forget, what we're not allowed to forget. This is a whole new issue. So any other questions, eh? Oh, here.
You seem to break things down by day. I know that's the original journal idea, but it seems like sometimes breaking things down by session. It's like, time I go to sleep, time wakes up, that'd be more one session. It would be kind of how I think about my work days. I had a session in the morning, session in the afternoon, or something like that.
Oh, that's a general issue. You talk to him.
Oh, okay.
I just did the engine work.
It's about future events, like being able to install things that you should do and have them come into the timeline. So you've got your appointments calendar and your tasks built into the same place as the journal. So you've got the things that you have done in the past and things that you're about to do.
This guy.
Yeah, it's actually one more type of event that you've been putting in there.
It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the questions that inspired our work most was what did I do? What am I currently doing? Is this command and control thing? And what will I be doing? Which is the basic orienting work when doing a task, which helps you a lot in re-jumping.
But it's like getting things done stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Could I also have a look at the Zeitgeist concept that SVG tried to figure out? Because you only flashed up briefly.
The concept.
It's SVG on your desktop.
Oh, you mean? That's one of our imaginary user interfaces.
Just one more way.
That's nice.
So I can then give you statistics over a time period, as in either what applications did you use, what documents did you use, or what kind of events did you trigger, as in modifications, closing stuff. We can do that as statistics. The engine supports all that, meanwhile. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to move computers, and I want to take all those archives of images that I have.
If you take the hard disk, it'll work. If you take the hard disk, it will work.
No, I mean, for example, I need to do a fresh install.
You can take the activities with you. Yeah, it's everything's archived in one SQLite file.
How extensible are the events tonight? For instance, in a thin client model, we have from one thin client to another.
Well, we are covering something which is, again, the Cookie Monster. We call it codename Cookie Monster. We didn't release the code yet for it, which does almost the same thing that you request. As in, if you have several clients, you can keep them synchronized over peer-to-peer or a server, as in what activities have been done everywhere. Okay, we're running out of time. Federico and Thorsten can continue here.